Good afternoon, my friends. This is Paul, and today I'm going to be reviewing new Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe for the Nintendo Switch. I only have one disclaimer to make this time, thankfully. So, I did actually rent the Switch version, but I accidentally sealed the envelope to send it back to GameFly before I could record footage. So what you're seeing is from the Wii U version, but since there are virtually no differences, I'm pretty sure unless you're Game Explain with a frame-by-frame analysis, you probably wouldn't be able to tell the difference anyway if I hadn't told you. So without further ado, let's talk about whether new Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe is worthy of the Deluxe in an already really stupid title. So first off, this is a port of a Wii U launch title along with its eventual DLC, New Super Luigi U. For the most part, it retains pretty much everything that the original game had. Notable differences include the lack of being able to place blocks with your fingers on the Wii U gamepad, as well as a few of the challenges in the challenge mode that required the gamepad to use. It's kind of odd for ports like this to remove levels, but to make up for it, it introduces a new character in the form of Toadette. Now, Toadette's been around forever, so you're probably thinking, what could she possibly add to the table that hasn't already been done? Well, a couple of refinements here and there. She makes it easier to not skid on, say, slippery levels, or, getting to a stop easier. She also walks and runs faster than everyone else, as well as it's easier for her to swim. And if she grabs a power-up known as the Super Crown, which only works on her for all the Bowsette memers out there, it turns her into Peachette, which is an adorable clone of Princess Peach. And she has, these cute little mushroom pigtails, and the way that she says, "I did it!" when she beats a level is just so endearing, and it never gets old. She also has the ability to glide, Super Mario Bros. 2 style, and she can also survive one fall into a pit and then fly right back up. And she can also flutter upward, which, after I played the game a bit, I realized that was basically the game's replacement for the raccoon suit. Another cool addition is that you can change to any character that you want at any time, unless you're playing New Super Luigi U, in which case Mario is unavailable. This is a really cool way to add variety, as if a level proves to be too difficult for you, you can just play as Nabbit, who's basically invincible to anything except falling into a pit. Toadette is considered the easier character, and the only time this really would become a problem is if you're a multiplayer junkie, which basically hasn't changed in the slightest from New Super Mario Bros. Wii, with the exception of the blue Toad is now only a cosmetic change from the yellow Toad. So as a result, if you're playing with a full 4-player entourage, which I do not encourage, by the way, I tried it in Mario Wii and it was a nightmare. Basically, one person will have to play as Toadette or Nabbit. So one person is going to clearly have the advantage over the other. If you like that, cool. Maybe fight over who gets the dominance, but otherwise it takes away the balance that was present in the previous games. Now, let's talk about what's the same, which is kind of overwhelming. As is the case with Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze, the addition of Toadette and Peachette is pretty much the only major new thing about this re-release. Now, this contains all of the regular courses from both of the games on the Wii U. It also controls really well and was the first Mario in HD, but on the other hand, for a Wii U launch title and its follow-up, this is a pretty lazy effort with pretty much every department. The music, the graphics, the level design, most of it feels so generic and uninspired. This only looks marginally better than New Super Mario Bros. Wii for the Wii, and even that's being generous. New Super Luigi U is a lot better than New Super Mario Bros. U, so you'd probably be well justified in buying that alone if you haven't gotten the hybrid disc for the Wii U, as the levels are much shorter, but they also have a stricter time limit. So as a result, the level design offers some incredibly unique challenges that just wouldn't be possible with the more prolonged levels of New Super Mario Bros. U. And especially if you play as either Toadette or Nabbit, it actually adds a couple of seconds to the timer, so the music isn't speeding by, and you also have a chance to appreciate the brilliant level design. It's a really clever touch that I wish was present in the original, because one of the things I hated the most about New Super Luigi U in my original review was that I really hated the timer, because then I couldn't just appreciate, like, wow, these developers actually did a pretty good job. So, while there may be a couple of new ideas here and there, like one level that looks like a Vincent van Gogh painting, which is absolutely breathtaking, apart from that, this game is just so uninspired, considering that it came after Super Mario Odyssey and Super Mario Maker. You'd think maybe they'd learn from those games, like maybe they'd have some of the courses from there, or maybe a level editing tool. Well, they sort of have that, but you can only edit coin layouts, which is really unfortunate. But where the game really shines is in the challenges and Boost Rush modes. In Boost Rush, basically you get to play through existing levels, usually in course packs. So you'll have to play through multiple levels in a marathon type of way, and try to collect as many coins as possible as quickly as possible. But the catch is that the more coins you collect, the faster the game auto-scrolls. So if you collect too many coins, then you'll be rushing like crazy to get to the exit, and you may end up being pushed to your demise by the screen trying to catch up to you. This is a really exhilarating mode, and when I booted up my Wii U, I hardly had any of the courses unlocked, so it'll give me a great incentive to go back and replay this if I'm ever itching for some classic Mario without shelling over $60 for the brand new title. Challenges mode is where you've got unique objectives. Sometimes they even create original courses for the objectives, where you have to basically do something that rethinks how you would traverse the game, such as collecting as little coins as possible, which is basically where the meme of, is it possible to beat said game without collecting any of the coins, came from, as well as, say, stomping on enemies without touching the ground, dodging fireballs. These are really incredibly designed levels, and I would say that the game is worth it for these type of challenges alone, as there may not be a lot of graphical or musical variety, but it's really fun to just test to see how much of a Mario master you are. The main game is for the most part relatively easy, especially if you add in the dreaded Super Guide. But the challenges will certainly give you a run for your money, especially if you're trying to get a gold medal on each of them, as the game often puts very strict limits on how many mistakes you're able to do before they're like, nope, we're knocking you one. Now, since this is a Switch re-release, it is kind of a shame that they couldn't have, say, added an online leaderboard or, say, online multiplayer to a lot of these modes, but what is here is great. While it may be disappointing to some Wii U owners that there's literally no new content apart from a new character and a couple of minor tweaks, for those of you that haven't played a new Super Mario Bros. Game before, while it certainly isn't original or mind-blowing like the aforementioned Mario games I mentioned, it is a fun game. You're going to have a good time, possibly even more so if you have friends. New Super Luigi U is probably worth the price alone, as are the challenges and Boost Rush course packs. If you already have the game on the Wii U, especially if you have the hybrid disc, there's really no reason to come back to this unless you're like the ultimate waifu person and you're like, I gotta see Peachette. Well, spoiler alert, Nintendo confirmed that toads are genderless, which is weird because the suffix "et" literally means girl, so Peach girl seems kind of redundant to me, but okay, whatever. And so, while some people might say, yeah, this game is a blast, and so you should pay $60 for it, I would say there's certainly enough content to warrant that price, but there's not enough new content. So maybe wait for it to go on sale, because it does very much feel like a Wii U launch title. But otherwise, if you haven't played this game, absolutely, go for it 100%. But if you have a Wii U and you'd rather save money, the hybrid disc that contains both New Super Mario Bros. U and New Super Luigi U is probably a better value, and it actually has more challenges than this version, plus the ability to place blocks in your sister's way and drive her crazy. Oh wait, not everyone has a sister like mine. Whoops. Well, maybe you can push blocks in your girlfriend or boyfriend's way. Maybe that'll be more fun. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. If you have any questions in the comments section, please let me know. Also, feel free to watch my original reviews of both games. They may not have video footage, but most of my opinions shared are still, for the most part, pretty accurate, apart from Wii U specific features like Miiverse that were removed. And until the next time, keep the faith, stay epic, God bless, and Nintendo, the next time you're going to make a port, put some more effort into it, like you did with Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. That would be much appreciated. Bye!